Hello, Leo, and welcome into your reading for the second half of September. So today we'll be taking a look at jobs and career, love and relationships, and then life path and mission. But before we get started on that, we'll do a few general things. So this was something new that I had added the last time I did the semi-monthly readings, and this is a crystal card. So this is just what is coming through from Spirit, from God, the divine, about what crystal would be best for you to try working with for the second half of September. Moldavite, and that's about synchronicities, chakra activating, and transcendence. So that is your card, or that's your crystal. And then here is just some general overall feels for the energy for you for the second half of the month. So we'll do kind of the first layer of energy here before we start going into the individual areas. So a few things. Actually, the second half of the month, it'll be nice. We're not going to have more things going in and out of retrograde. It's going to be pretty stable. So Mercury goes direct on the 15th. And then after that, the retrograde directs are going to stay stable. So we still do have Pluto, Neptune, Saturn, Chiron, Uranus, and Jupiter in retrograde for the second half of the month. But overall, there's not going to be movement on that. So hopefully that'll be pretty stable. So overall reading, we have the Traveler, which is the same as the Fool card, Page of Crystals, which is Page of Pentacles, and Six of Crystals, which is Six of Pentacles in reverse. So your Six of Pentacles in reverse, that's kind of like lack of charity, like you're expecting kind of like a tit for tat type of situation. Your Page of Pentacles energy is going to be that loyal, consistent, kind of ambitious type of energy. And then the Fool, that's your beginning. That's your kind of fresh new start. It's usually lighthearted. You're taking a leap of faith. So that's good that you do have this leap of faith and that you have ambition and consistency. The one thing of concern is that there's a little bit of that energy of kind of tit for tat, like you're expecting some sort of payback, and it almost has a little bit of an air of dishonesty. So that's so as you're going into something new, just be mindful of that. Be going in with an open heart, a glad heart for forgiving, and not going into something new expecting, XYZ in response. So a couple of the other things that are happening in the second half of the month. So the Sun enters Libra on the 23rd, and that's going to give you kind of this sense of like fairness and balance and partnership. And you are going to be having this stronger desire for peace and harmony. And it can make you feel more decisive about things, and kind of wanting to just do away with things that are ruining your peace, that are ruining your harmony. And then on the 29th, we have a full moon in Aries. That's going to be our harvest moon. And so that's going to be something to be mindful of. You might have a little bit shorter of a temper during that time period, but it's also a great time to align with your mission. During that full moon, you're going to have access to your conscious and your subconscious mind. So you'll really be able to see what it is that you're most interested in, what path do you want to go down, and be able to kind of move in that direction, that whole North Node in Aries, like being unapologetically you. So let's go ahead and dive in and see what we have in terms of jobs and career. In the recent past, we have our Three of Swords, so some heartbreak, some disappointment. Then you're currently sitting in the Judgment in reverse energy with the Star as your next level of energy coming in. So yeah, this Three of Swords, that's about like kind of sorrow and heartbreak and like some disillusionment that maybe something was happening at work that was not okay with you, whether it was that you got passed up for a promotion. Maybe you lost a big client. Maybe there's just conflict and tension. Maybe the job that you thought you were getting isn't actually the job that you have. And so that's kind of pushed you into this kind of sense of doubt, and like there is this sense of failure to learn from the past, and like you're ignoring a chance. So it could be that this is a repeating pattern for you in terms of how this played out from a work perspective, and you kind of just keep looping. So from a judgment standpoint, you're not learning the lesson that you were supposed to be learning. So now you're kind of doubting yourself. But the next level that's coming in is the star. So that's that faith and that hope, kind of that inspiration and the optimism that's coming in. So it's the optimism that the divine is pouring down blessings upon you. So even though you've had this situation, with you sitting in the judgment in reverse position right now, it's actually making you want to grab hold of some new opportunity. And, it could also be the idea of, okay, this is one too many times that this, sorrow or disappointment at work has come around. So this time I'm not going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut it off, and that's done. And I'm ready for my blessings to be coming in. And that could be that energy, this traveler, this adventure energy of, you know what, I'm done. I'm tired of having the same, the same unfortunate series just repeating itself at work. So on to something new. All right, let's take a look at what is coming up for you from a love and relationship standpoint. All right. So in the recent past, we have our Ace of Wands. Oh, there's a little bit of glare on there. So we have Ace of Wands currently sitting in the world in reverse, with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse as the next level of energy. Oh, I think I need to slide those up to make room for everything. So in the recent past, there's been some excitement and like a new beginning. So maybe either a new relationship, or you've hit kind of a little bit of a new phase or new stage of your relationship. And that's kind of pushed you a little bit into a different level of energy, which is kind of some frustration. So if you had a new relationship, it's almost like a new relationship started, but then now you're frustrated and you're kind of seeking closure on that. And the next level of energy kind of coming in is this greed and selfishness type of energy, and a little bit of envy. So it looks like maybe you've started something new, it didn't work out, and now you're kind of looking around like maybe envious of your friends or other people around you that have been able to be successful in relationships. So there's kind of that sort of feeling for the rest of the month. Let's pull a few more cards though and see what things look like in, say, the 3 to 6 month time frame. Those were the cards that jumped out. So let's take a look at those. We have our 10 of Swords and Death. So 10 of Swords is this exhaustion and defeat, to some extent, a sense of betrayal. And then the Death card is about endings. So if this was something where it was a new relationship that started and didn't work, and you're kind of seeking closure on that, but you're in this sense of like looking around and envious of what other people have, it's not necessarily looking like it's improving in, say, the 3 to 6 month time frame, because there is that sense of just being exhausted and wanting to give up. So if you're newly single, it seems like that's going to be a little bit more of a perpetuation of that cycle. So let's take a look and see from a timing perspective of when that sort of cycle will end. So this is our timing deck. So when is that cycle of hurt from a relationship standpoint going to be coming to an end? Oh, these cards are stuck together. Oh, I'm trying to pull the bottom card here. There we go. At the most inopportune time. So not very specific there for you, but it's going to be coming to an end at the most inopportune time. So to some extent, that sometimes that's kind of like that sense of, you know, maybe you get to a point in your life where you're like, you know what, I'm fine. I really don't want to be in a relationship. And so you've kind of gotten yourself into a different mindset. And so it's like you finally come to peace with that, come to terms with that, and then in comes somebody new who's like wonderful and perfect. So it's so that's what it means in terms of the most inopportune time. For you personally, if this is playing out like this was a new phase in your relationship, like where you had an established relationship and it was a new phase, and then that new phase kind of didn't really go the way you thought it was going to, you know, it could be one of those things that the actual relationship is coming to an end at an inopportune time. So sometimes the universe gives us interesting ideas about timing. All right, let's take a look at life path and mission and see what comes up there. In the recent past, we have the Six of Pentacles. Current energy is Six of Pentacles in reverse. Current energy is Four of Pentacles in reverse. And the next level of energy is the Moon in reverse. So as we're looking at these in reverse, the Six of Pentacles in reverse, in the recent past, it's been that, and that's the same over here, where you're expecting some sort of almost like tit for tat payback. And, you know, there's a little bit of dishonesty maybe with yourself in terms of what is your career path? What is it that you're looking to do? Like you just don't know. And maybe you're not being honest with yourself. You're currently sitting in this energy of being like generous and overspending. So it's almost like you're trying to figure out what you're wanting to do. So you go out and overdo it, hoping that something will kind of gain traction. That is going to push you into this sense of confusion or a little bit of almost like self-delusion. So the thing to be mindful of here is if you're going out and overspending, over stretching yourself, maybe you're putting on like a false front, then you don't really know whether what you're getting back is legitimate or not, or whether it's just a reflection of this almost like false front that you've put on. So that's something to be mindful of in terms of how it is that you're approaching the idea of trying to figure out your life path and mission, like doing it in a way that's balanced and sustainable. So if you like, even if the Pentacles is not related to actual money, if it's related to your energetic spend, if you're energetically spending way more time and energy and effort into something than you're able to sustain in the long run, it's going to end up leading you to this place of feeling like you have some confusion and some self-delusion, like because you don't know whether you failed because of the fact that you weren't any good at it, or because you just couldn't make up for the fact that you were scaling back your energy to a manageable level. So something to be mindful of is putting in the energy that you're able to sustain in the long run. Let's take a look at some moon cards and see what's coming up for you there. All right. Your hard work is paying off. So it looks like, you know, especially here with the blessings coming in from the divine, from the job standpoint, your hard work is paying off. You know, even though you had kind of a tough time over here and, you know, you felt like, oh, maybe this is just something that keeps looping and I'm never going to catch a break. You are. So your hard work is going to be paying off for you. All right, let's take a look at our soul journey card and see what comes up. Friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. So that's kind of, in general, that whole idea of people are here for a reason, and you may not necessarily see it, but they're there for a reason. So make sure that you're being mindful of what they bring to the table and trying to step back to see the bigger picture. All right. Sit in the stillness and a new path will emerge. So especially right here, as you're sitting here, and this could be actually for the relationship line too, if it's something where you, maybe it's a matter of, with this being relationships, like love and relationships, looking at deepening your friendships and your connections with certain people because they're in your life for a reason. And even as you're trying to figure out what your new path is here, sit in the stillness and a new path will emerge. So sometimes we're so busy trying to figure things out that there's subtle things that are happening around us that we're just missing because we're too busy trying to do as opposed to just sitting and being. So if you're able to meditate, be out in nature, even if you're able to go to the park and go for a walk and then just sit on the bench and just listen to the birds, listen to the breeze, and in that stillness, seeing what comes up in you in terms of what do you want to do? Like, if you can quiet your mind from all the work stuff, whatever other stressors, what starts to bubble up inside of you that you want to do? And that's going to be your path. So hopefully that's been a helpful message for you today, and feel free to share this message with anyone else who you think could benefit from this. There are a number of additional videos that I've been posting lately. Like I've done some of the pick a pile, message from your person, twin flame readings if you're on a twin flame journey. Some of those is this your person readings, and then the daily card pulls as well. So if you want to be alerted as to when the new videos post, hit that subscribe and notification bell. Otherwise, I wish you peace and joy along your journey. Until next time, bye-bye.